Yes, I'm about to play and this happens. Hello, this is Splish, and yeah, this is the first screen I got when I logged into Battlefield 2042 at launch. After some time, finally, I was able to play, and I started to play Portal. That is what I was most interested to try out. And when I say try out, I'm talking about me having EA Play, which gives you actually 10 hours of playtime in this new Battlefield game, which I can highly recommend for $5 for 1 month. Also means, of course, that you can try out and play a lot of other games out there. So it might be worth it without spending like money buying a full game for whatever have you, 70, 80, 90 or even $100. And is the game worth it? Well, in my opinion, it's not, at least not yet. And when I say yet, we do know that there's been a lot of bumpy releases through the years when it comes to the Battlefield series. And unfortunately, this is not an exception. It has to do both with technical performance issues and also a lack of content. And we're gonna talk about this. Because also here in Portal, yet so far, there's really not so much for you after a few hours of playing. Sure, it's great to get back into almost like a, you would say, remastered version of Bad Company 2 as here, also Battlefield 3, and of course the epic Battlefield 1942. And I hope you're gonna enjoy the gameplay, because you will see me playing all these games here in the video, and it's kind of cool. But nevertheless, when you are playing Portal, you're not able to level up the weapons within the game modes, as far as I've heard and seen, and that kind of bothers me, because after just a few hours of gameplay here, even though I love, for example, Rush and Bad Company 2, you start to feel that, well, what is left here? Can I level up the guns? Well, apparently I can't, and so forth, within these Portal game modes. So yeah, I hope DICE do what they usually don't, meaning that they do release even more into Portal when it comes to content and possibilities just within a few weeks after release now. Because a lot of you guys, me and myself included, are here to mainly play Portal, or at least try it out, as I'm doing with the EA Play Pass, whatever you want to call it. And therefore I think that's important. If it's also going to justify the price that you pay, if you're mainly spending your time here in Portal. Because let me get this straight, I am pretty darn sure that this could be a game of itself. It's going to be that popular, or a lot of people wants to play these games again and relive the beautiful moments that they had when they played the older Battlefield games. And by the way, when we're getting into the technical aspects of things, I was playing around with graphical settings, because even though I have a 2080 Ti and a good overall PC setup, it took me time to actually get the game running smooth and good. It still had problems performance-wise, some lag and stuff coming up. There's also still quite a few bugs, and not to mention a lot of features missing in the game. And I can't really see that that's okay when you're releasing a AAA title like this. I was surprised, to be honest, and also disappointed. And I therefore think that you should think twice before you open your wallet and actually pay the full price for this game, at least right now in its current state. As often with Battlefield games, and we've seen that before, they take their, you might say, true form after months after release. I would say 6 months or even up to a year, unfortunately. So if you're not in a rush, just wait and see what happens, first off with the first patches, and then see also what they decide to do and how long it will take for them to actually add more content into the game. Because I don't want to see the core game of Battlefield 2042 getting or reaching the same kind of destiny, you might call it, when it comes to Battlefield 5. Not getting enough content out there in time. That would be a disaster, but I hope and I do think they've learned from that. I guess DICE and EA have this roadmap now that will definitely give players more things coming out in a short period of time. Well, that's at least on my wish list. So yeah, overall, lack of content is in the book, and therefore I think you should wait. Let them add more to it, because also when we're getting into the all-out warfare, meaning the base game of Battlefield 2042, you have Conquest, you have Breakthrough, and you have Hazard Zone. By the way, Hazard Zone, I do not recommend it. I played it a bit, but I didn't enjoy it. Maybe it is for some people, I guess, and have fun then, but for me, no. So that leaves me to Conquest and Breakthrough at the moment, and I think that's not so much to choose from, to be honest. And when we're talking about the game and the gameplay overall, I know that some people really like the design choices and how the game looks now and how it plays, and aren't bothered when it comes to the fact that they're specialists and no classes and whatever have you. But I do. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't like how it plays out. I really tried. I played hours and hours and hours, both when it comes to Conquest and also Breakthrough. but I don't feel it. It feels so clustered, and I don't feel that I am actually immersed or touched by what's happening in the game. It feels like I really don't care, to be honest. And that is a bad feeling, and that's me. Again, this is my opinion and what I feel. And for me, it's such a contrast when I get back to, for example, this Battlefield 1942, or as mentioned, Battlefield 3 or Bad Company 2. They play so different. There's still this unique Battlefield vibe in there, and you feel that you're part of a squad. You feel that you can make a difference in the game. Sure, there's moments like that also in the base game in Battlefield 2042, but they are quite rare. And I also have to mention designer choices once more. For example, the UI in the game, that I really think it sucks. I'm surprised they didn't do changes here from the beta. Maybe they've done a few, but I can't see a difference, and I think it doesn't work well. It shouldn't be that hard to change attachments on a gun, for example. Not really talking about the in-game on-the-run feature, but more like when you're in the menu and everything. I think it's just bad game design right there. I have to say it, I have to be honest. Add upon that weapons that, in my taste, at least when it comes to the SMGs, LMGs and assault rifles, almost feel the same. There's really no characteristics, and which is quite obvious once again when you get into Portal and play the older games. They've kind of lost that on the way. I think this is a game where they have thrown in a lot of ideas, also taken from other games. I have mentioned Apex Legends and Warzone and whatever have you. It's not that important, but what I'm trying to say, there's too many chefs in this game. I think that's what I'm trying to say, because it's so all over the place, and I don't feel it. That's mainly it. That, in combination with performance issues, as mentioned, that are slowly being fixed, of course, but also these designer choices and the lack of content, I would say wait when it comes to buying Battlefield 2042. I know that there are people having different opinions, and that's fine. That's what it is all about. So let me know yours in the comment section, and take care, my friends. Thanks for watching.